That's the sound of people standing in a queue on a ferry between Dover and Calais, and amongst the people in that queue are 5 people going to the Le Mans 24 Hours this year, and you're coming with us. Hello, welcome to Gareth Jones on Speed, and the 2018 coverage of the Le Mans 24 Hours begins here. I'm Gareth, he's Zog.
Hello.
He's Stevie Sakin.
Hello.
He's Vince Borg.
Good morning.
And he's Raphael Perks.
Why, hello.
Your full titles. We've got 5 people going to Le Mans this year, which means that instead of travelling over in one vehicle like we often do, we're travelling in 3 vehicles. I'm driving the support vehicle at the moment, which is a Ford Ranger packed to the gunnels with all the camping equipment. Zog has driven down from London in
a Ford Mustang.
And do you like it, Z?
It's terrific. More details to follow, but 2 thumbs up.
Oh, that's a good start, because you like a Mustang, don't you?
I do, yeah. I'd like a good American muscle car, and the Mustang is a good American muscle car.
Which is why I booked that car for you for this trip.
Excellent choice.
Although it's not just for you, I get to drive it too.
Yeah, well, hey, we all get to drive it, we all get to appreciate it.
Yes, we're cycling between the 3 cars. The pilot of the 3rd car for the first part of the journey has been Vince Borg. Vince, tell us what car you're in.
Oh, the Caterham.
I sorted a Caterham 7. It's the 420R, which is the 2-litre Duratec non-turbocharged, non-supercharged version. But it's quick enough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's certainly quick enough, especially around corners.
I doubt if there is a quicker car in the universe than that around corners. It's essentially a race car, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, you can tell just even the acceleration at high speed as well. It's quite impressive.
Its top speed's about 132 miles per hour, I believe, and with the roof off, that's probably quick enough. Yeah. And I think the 0 to 60 time is something like 3.4 seconds, I think. We'll see how that goes when we get to a péage in France. We're concerned about Raf. Raf, how tall are you?
6'3", I think.
We're not certain that you will actually fit in the Caterham at all.
We'll give it a try.
We have crowbars. Did you bring a crowbar, Stevie?
Yeah, of course.
Good.
We've got everything.
We can jam Raf in.
Stevie was actually commenting on the headroom in the Mustang.
Healthy?
So,
yeah,
Raf will have
perfect
no
for Raf.
problem in the Mustang, for sure.
Glad to hear it. I'm concerned Raf won't be able to drive the Caterham because you've got size 12 feet, yeah?
Yeah.
I've got size 10, and I can only drive the Caterham wearing the narrowest of my trainers. Any other shoes, and when I brake, I'm accelerating at the same time.
I thought we already established I was going to drive it naked.
That's the only option, Raf. I look forward to that. Entering the spirit of Le Mans. This is Raf's first Le Mans. Stevie, you're 3rd, is that right? 4th now? You lost count.
Yeah, 3rd or 4th or 2nd or 5th.
I think it's your 3rd. I think.
You're right.
Zog, I think this is your 11th. This is
Close, got to be close to, yeah.
This is Vince's 2nd.
Yep.
Do you remember what year you came with us before?
2009, I think.
Excellent. We camped at Bertrand's campsite, if I remember. And this is my 13th trip. Lucky for some. And my lucky is looking good already, because on the early part of the journey, one of the straps holding all the equipment in the load bay, the open load bay of the Ranger, unravelled slightly, and we were concerned that we may lose Vince's bike, which is strapped to the top. But luckily the flailing strap tied itself spontaneously around the tow bar, holding everything down, so luck is in.
What were the chances?
What are the chances of that? Yeah. And the luck continues, because I've noticed they're doing a full veggie breakfast on this boat this year, which is great. And for the one person who complained on iTunes that I talk about being a vegetarian on the show all the time, would you say that's true, Zog?
I can't say I've noticed it being a major topic. No,
I may have mentioned it twice in the 13, 14 years, 15 years.
I've mentioned it a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it may have come up in some of the Le Mans shows a couple of times. You know,
Yeah. But I wouldn't say it was a recurring theme per se.
No.
So, we're going to eat breakfast, then we'll update you when we're on the road in La Belle-France. I don't know if you're able to listen in stereo with good headphones, but you should have heard a stereo left and right image there. Crickets on the right hand mic and the sound of the world's greatest motor race on the other side of the mic. It is 11:15 on Thursday evening. We have established base camp, not to make it sound too dramatic, but we did have to put up 2 tents and an event shelter, because there's 5 of us, and all the paraphernalia that comes with that. But it's now established at the Travel Destinations Porsche Curves campsite, which is where, you know, we like to come every year. And we kind of got everything up, you know, the bedding, a bit of basic kitchen, and turn around and everyone's gone because it's qualifying. Who's this now? Can I see? It's dark. No introduction necessary. The might of the Corvettes going through. What's this? Quiet. One of the Ferrari 488s. So I've walked up from my pitch, our pitch, to the viewing hill, which is a private viewing area at the Porsche Curves. Unbelievable experience. And here they come into the last right-hander. Bend towards the bridge, over the bridge, and head up towards the Ford chicane and start finishing. They're carrying a lot of speed as they join this section of track, and the picture I paint for you now is like an amphitheatre of some kind. There's a great 280 degree vista in front of me from right to left of apex of a corner as the cars brake hard now, come off, apex. Oh, that dirty one, that was the Ford GT, of course. LMP2. One of the 911 RSRs. Can't see. Another LMP2 third in class, whoever that is. And a Toyota. Did you hear that pop and scream? Can't see what that is. Another one of the LMP1s, I think. Oh man, I can't keep up. I haven't had a chance to read the spotter's guide because, as you know, we've come over en masse, not in 1 but 3 very different, very exciting cars. And the whole idea of the journey was to drive these cars. And I thought we might get an opportunity to record something as we were driving, but it's been such a busy experience swapping 5 drivers between 3 cars that I haven't been able to get the recorder out, especially as every time someone drives the Caterham, you need to go with them and show them what to expect and give them the briefing, because driving the Caterham 420R is a fantastic thing. It does rather feel like actually driving a race car that's been very vaguely adapted so you can drive on the road, an absolute minimum automobile. And an utter thrill. And then I drove the big Ford Ranger, that unbelievably capable monster truck, the diametrically opposite of the Caterham. What the Caterham is small and light and tiny, and the Ranger is the biggest thing in the world. It's so big we brought everything. including the event shelter, but this isn't a camping program. It's a very versatile load carrier. It didn't come with any sort of cover over the load bay, so we had to improvise stuff with ground sheets, which we had plenty of because we're camping, and Vince's bike on top to pin the whole thing down. Worked rather well and didn't pierce the waterproofing. Everything arrived here dry. But I also got to drive the Mustang. Oh, it's quiet. What's that? What was that? Hard to tell in the light. My eyes haven't adapted. I've just come over here quickly. Yeah, the Mustang was like being thrown at the horizon in a Ford GT, which is exactly what it is. So I'm really with the Fords this weekend, because if you think about it, all the cars that we've driven in today, the Ford Ranger, the Ford Mustang and the Caterham 7, have all got Ford engines. So my team of choice, my manufacturer of choice this year is the Ford fleet of Ford GTs. But more on that when we tell you who we picked for the race, when I can find everyone, because I've come up to the hill. No sign of Stevie. People are waving. Good evening. How are we? You alright? You alright?
Yeah, very good.
What's your name?
My name's Tim.
Tim. Gareth. Nice to meet you, sir.
Hi, Gareth.
You've been here before, haven't you, Tim?
Yeah.
How many times? Do you know?
Fifth, I think.
Unbeatable, isn't it?
You can't beat it. I'm only here for the Corvettes.
Excellent.
Because there's nothing better than trying to get a couple of hours skip on a Saturday night and feeling the ground shake every time the vets go
It's
past.
lovely, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Do you know what? I can sleep if I have to sleep and the cars are running. Easy. If there's a safety car and it goes quiet, I'll wake up.
That's my boy.
Lovely panorama, left to right. Tim, lovely to meet you. Where are you from?
Burnley.
And did you drive down?
Yeah, I came down with these four other guys. Came down today.
Interesting cars?
Absolutely.
What are they? What are the cars you came over in?
Well, we came over in an E-Class estate, which was liveried up like the Formula 1 medical car.
Excellent.
And 330E, which is the same as the MotoGP pace car.
Whoa, nice. You've done some work there.
Yeah, we did it right this year.
Well done. Yeah. It's a fancy dress show for cars, isn't
Absolutely. You got to make the effort.
it? Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, none of our cars are liveried up, not stickered up in any way.
No.
Which is unacceptable, really, isn't it? All stickered up for Le Mans.
Well, you know, you've let Le Mans down, you've let us down, and worst of all, you've let yourself down.
And that's the second worst thing there is. Tim, lovely to meet you, sir.
Cheers. Take care. Have a good weekend.
I can probably cheers you with my microphone. There you
Take
go.
care. Have a good one.
Yeah,
fella.
I'm sure we'll speak in daylight.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Charming, lovely, funny, friendly. People who like cars. I was joking on Twitter the other day about the difference between football and motorsport, and forgive me if I've said this before, but motorsport is about excellence in engineering, extreme technical performance and innovation, and smart logical thinking and random crazy acts that change everything. It's a beautiful, complicated thing to strive for. And football is about kicking. That's it. Kick. Kick it more. Kick this way. Forgive me if I've offended football fans. But I do love sport, like you. I just love a different sport. I love a sport with wheels. You like sports with spheres. The only thing that separates us. We disagree geometrically. Right, sorry, I am waffling. I do apologise. Zog made cocktails. You know, I'm getting the tens up and bang, this very complicated rum and cerise thing was produced. Tasted amazing with fresh ice, everything. We are camping in style. But we'll tell you more about this motor race. I haven't had an opportunity as yet to get hold of my spotter's guide and go through that with you and tell you who I'm supporting and why this year and what's interesting in the grid, but I will try and do that at the earliest opportunity and tell you more about these extraordinary cars. very interested to hear what Zog, Raph, Stevie and Zog have to say about these extreme vehicles. They've said some extraordinary things to me. I'll see if I can catch them, and we'll talk about that. But hey, I want to find out what's going on in qualifying. And I'll get back to you.
Gareth Jones on speed!
That's the sound of the V8 on the Mustang burbling away quietly at the campsite. We're charging phones. It's Friday. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Gareth Jones on Speed. Last night was tremendous. We had incredible food, great company, too much beer and a cocktail. What more do you want? A motor race, 24-hour motor race, and a trip here in a group of interesting cars. I promised that we'd talk about the cars that we came over in. We've mostly all driven all the cars, but not entirely. Stevie, 3 cars, okay, a Caterham 7 420R, a Ford Mustang Shadow Edition, or a Ford Ranger. Which one do you enjoy the most?
That's a really difficult question. That's the first question of the day, and that's hard. Each car is so perfectly suited to what it was designed for. So each of them is fantastic.
Yeah.
Which do I enjoy the most? The Caterham.
Of course.
It has to be the Caterham.
Yeah.
But in terms of kind of carrying tents and 5 people halfway across France, that Ranger is astonishing.
Now,
And then the Mustang is just blue. It's loud.
and gets noticed. You noticed this. I hadn't noticed. We drove through Le Mans. On the way here, we came via a supermarket to stock up, and when we were going through the little sort of suburbs of Le Mans, little kids wave at the Mustang almost as much as they do at the Caterham. Everybody loves the Caterham, don't they?
Yeah.
But I'm surprised at how much attention the Mustang got. Interesting.
It's beautiful.
It is,
in
isn't it?
an American muscle car, bright blue. What is that blue?
They might call it Ford Race Blue or something like that. Forgive me for not knowing, I'll look into that. But it's a signature Ford blue, isn't it? You know, you could see that on Escorts and Mark IIs, and you could see it on American saloon sporting, was it the LS they used to do in America? It's got Ford in it, that colour.
Yeah. And it gets noticed, and it's pretty.
Yeah.
It is really pretty.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
people-
Strong.
Yeah, strong. That's
Strong
the better-
featured. Like, who do we love who's got a big jaw? I don't know. Grace Jones hasn't got a big jaw, but she's strong, isn't she?
Big jaw.
She hasn't got a big jaw. No, I'm saying she's.
Mike Shannon has a big jaw.
I'm talking about a female. Who do we love? Alicia Silverstone.
Reese Witherspoon.
Does he?
Does she?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Reese Witherspoon. Yeah. Oh no, hang on. Sally. It's got to be Sally. Someone. Mustang Sally.
Mustang Sally. There you go.
Sorry about that. I knew I was going to get in the end. Zog. Stevie enjoyed the Caterham. He had the most fun in the Caterham.
It is a blast.
But you quite like the Mustang, don't you?
I do. I love the Mustang. Yeah. No, it's terrific. What's the Monsters Inc. Big furry guy, Sully?
Yeah.
It's a bit like Sully.
In what way?
It's a friendly monster, and it's blue.
Yeah. Mustang Sully.
Mustang Sully. Oh.
My God. I don't even think we threw this programme together.
Although, having said that, Sully is blue. He's not green, is he? He is blue. He's blue. He's blue. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Got that right. It's so much fun just sort of, tickling the accelerator just in order to hear the engine rev a bit, and then let the revs die again a little bit, and just hear it as the revs drop a little, and
it's
a wonderful
manual
sound. It's burbling and
it really does burble.
and gurgling and
it's a 6-speed manual for a Mustang. How exciting.
a very short throw on the gear shift, really positive and tight, and that's actually one of the first surprising or strong impressions that you get on stepping in and driving it. For me was the gear shift, the sound of it. It does turn heads. It's a lovely looking car, and it's got terrific road manners. I mean, whether you're just tooling around town, taking it easy, or you're enjoying your drive down to Le Mans, stretching your legs a bit, it just feels terrific. Eats up those auto route miles.
It loves them, doesn't it?
It does. There are touches about it that are a bit plasticky, but that doesn't bother me actually, because it's designed to hit a certain price point. It's not supposed to be an expensive luxury car. It's a performance car bargain, and it is a crazy performance car bargain.
And if there's any one manufacturer who can claim to have that written in their DNA, it's Ford. You look at the history of things like the XR3 and the XR 4x4 and Cosworth and RS performance Fords. They were all high performance cars at a much lower cost than an Italian car or German that would deliver the same sort of performance.
Yeah, well, as Steve and I were talking about this on the way down, I was saying that really, there's, Ford is the blue collar brand.
Yeah,
it's not a luxury brand like Aston Martin or Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
I was speaking to a neighbour the other day who was a big Aston Martin fan, been through a couple of vanquishes, and he was saying that actually if he was to get another car right now, it would probably be a Mustang.
Interesting.
Oddly enough.
There it blows.
There you go.
There's Vinny revving it in the background.
Yeah, so thumbs up for the Mustang.
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it.
Yeah, at the Caterham?
Perfect car for the ride. It's just a beast. I mean, it really wants to go quickly, and it just responds, instantly, immediately, and decisively to everything you do to it. But if you're not hustling it along, if you're not driving it quite quickly, it doesn't feel quite so comfortable. It gripes at not going fast.
Yes.
Either it wants to stall on you, or because of the light and flywheel, or it's just.
It's a big old heavy clutch and brake.
The clutch isn't heavy. The brake's heavy. Yeah, you need to give the brakes a good old shove.
Yeah. Nothing servo assisted. 1.9 turns lock to lock.
I love the fact that it's so incredibly, in a sense, unsophisticated. It doesn't even have self-cancelling indicators.
Yeah. Because that might add weight.
Yeah. But it's such a cliche, but it's so true of that car, that the link between your brain and then what happens on the road at the wheels is just so short, immediate, efficient. It responds, and it just leaps forward when you hit the gas. You have to be a little bit careful when you stamp on that brake that you don't also catch the accelerator. That's caught a couple of us out, I think.
But you do learn that, but it's very tight.
It's just such terrific fun.
For me, it's a number of things. One is you don't get in it, you put it on. Such is the tight fit of those fantastic carbon fibre race seats, and you wear a 4-point harness. It's easier to get in with a friend. You can do it on your own, but with someone else helping, getting you in, it feels like getting into a race car and prepping. You put it on, it's like being an extension of the body, like a canoe. Amazing thing. And the second one is just how visceral the whole experience is. You can hear the limited slip diff. The roar of the engine is literally, and I mean literally, 8 inches in front of your knees perhaps. And you see the body flexing on the wheels, on the suspension. You get an awareness of what the vehicle engineering is doing to do what it does, and it begs you to do more. It's one of those cars which you want to put your foot down, you want to go deep into the corner and come out faster and more powerful without spinning it. It has its own resonant frequency, and that's a lot faster than a lot of the traffic driving we do.
There you go. Yeah. Exactly.
Vince, if you had to choose between the Mustang and the Caterham 7, which one and why? Which one do you love the most?
I think I love the Caterham the most, but I mean, if I had the choice between owning either car, I'd probably go for the Mustang because it's just such a beautiful car. But yeah, the Caterham's just out of this world, really. It's a lovely sports car that deserves a lot of respect and needs to be learnt, but I think you can really have fun with that car.
We had a rule on the cars where if you haven't driven the car before, you have someone shotgun with you just guiding through all the nuances, and never, of all the cars we've ever had, if we had a car that needs a really good 20-minute briefing before we can drive it, then the Caterham, there's a number of routines you have to go through. There's the kill switch on the outside.
Yeah.
The steering wheel pops off, and there's 2 levels of that, like a racing steering wheel. Got to get that sorted.
The spline, with a release catch. And then there's getting in and out, isn't there, which is the thing that you really need help with. Just to pull the seat belts out of the way, the harness out of the way, so you can get in.
Yeah.
Because if you sit in on top of the harness, you struggle to...
Cannot get it out. You learn that fairly quickly.
It's not like being in a normal car where you can just reach across and pull the seatbelt. Yeah.
Now, we haven't driven it with the roof on. We've put the roof on to store it overnight, but whenever we drive it, we have the roof off. And you were doing good French auto route speeds consistently yesterday with the roof off.
Yeah,
It's
after driving.
He managed to
But,
sleep under those conditions.
Yeah, I actually nodded off, which was nice because you're in your own little shell, your own little cockpit.
He was pretty comfortable.
Even with the wind rushing around your head, it's quite relaxing and peaceful. It's like it's another world.
Yeah, you get into a mantra with it, don't you? I think the rumble. In fact, at some point, you know how you have sea legs. If you've been on a boat, and then you get off the boat and you're walking on solid ground, you think you might feel the ground sway. At some point last night, I was sitting here, and I said out loud, "Is it just me, or is the ground actually vibrating?" And I think I was still vibrating from the resonance of the Caterham, which was a brilliant experience. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's everything you expect about a lively, super ultra lightweight, high performance, treat it like Vince says with respect car, and then more. It's unearthly how communicative it is, isn't it? Now, where's Raf gone? Has Raf gone for a shower? Raf gone for a shower. Damn it, I want to talk to Raf about cars. So there you go, that's our initial impressions of the three beauties. Yeah, we'll have more to tell you, as you know. 2 o'clock Friday, we're still at the campsite, but we've been discussing a plan, and we now have a plan, what we're going to do, but we can't move on till we've spoken to Raf about the cars that we travelled in today, because I caught comments from the other guys earlier on. You never got to drive the Caterham, did you, unfortunately?
Not yet, no. We'll go on the way home, I think.
Yeah, probably as a passenger, probably not as a driver. I don't think you're going to be able to
No, you don't think I'll fit in?
I don't think you will.
I could take a bit off the end of my legs, maybe.
Yeah,
Squeeze in, shave a bit off.
We
the
can have a
side of my
try.
feet.
We'll have a look.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
I need to give it a try.
Yeah, good lad, good attitude. You drove the Ranger, you drove the Mustang.
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't driven the Mustang yet.
Oh, you haven't? No, you've
No.
been in it with me, yeah.
As a passenger, yeah.
So you've just driven the Ranger.
Yeah, it was good fun though. It's the biggest thing I've ever driven. It's a brute, but as I've said to a few people, it feels like it drives you as much as you drive it, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing. I loved being in the Mustang. That was fantastic. I'm looking forward to having a go at that.
Yeah, you'll get to do that on the way back,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah, the Ranger has been phenomenal, really. No matter how much fun it is being in the Caterham, when you get out of that, you kind of want to get into a big, warm, moving living room,
It's
you
just
know.
like a big car that hugs you.
Yeah. It's very comfortable.
Car hug. It is, yeah.
Good loading, all that. We love the Ranger. Of all the pickups I've driven, it's right up there.
Yeah?
It's right up there. Yeah,
Okay.
I still think the Amarok might have the edge.
Right, yeah, I know you're
But
keen on that.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I enjoyed this being a manual rather than the automatic with the 3.2 engine. So unusual, big American engine.
Yeah.
Probably the same gearbox as a Mustang.
Probably not hugely dissimilar. Well, I found, actually, that would be interesting to compare the two. Because
They'll be completely different. I think the Mustang be an American designed one.
Right.
And the Ranger, that's going to be an American actually designed.
See, this is what I love about this trip. I'm always learning.
Yeah. We've come to Le Mans. I've come 13 times, I believe. I think that's right. And you learn a little more every time you come. And we've learned that we've never been up to the pit lane, to the public area of the pit lane, on a Friday ever. So that's something we're going to try and do now. And so we're walking up. We've learned, learning all the time. We've learned that one of the tunnels is closed, the one that we need to get us from the paddock to the paddock, from the bottom end of the start-finish straight. So we're going in via what we call the Danish entrance. There's a part of the circuit, a rear entrance, which is where the Danish fans of endurance racing, there are plenty of them for lots of good reasons, Tom Christensen being 10 of them at least, and they take over this whole area, rows and rows and rows of immaculate little tents with the Danish flag on it. It looks absolutely brilliant, and they have such a good time. So that's the entrance we're taking. As we're walking up, you might hear an interesting car going by, because we're walking. Is this something rumbling? Sounds like a V8. Oh no, it isn't. It's a Lotus Europa. A yellow Lotus Europa, French registered, left-hand drive. Lovely. Slightly wider wheels. What do they call those fat steelies? Cheeky. Bit modern. Did we have a Lamborghini go by a minute ago? Did you hear that? A Lamborghini.
Oh, yeah.
Heard that sing.
That was chasing...
Alfa Romeo driver.
A sky blue Alfa Romeo. Beautiful. No, it was behind McLaren of some description. I didn't quite see which one it was.
Oh, I missed that, really. Oh, yeah, we saw P1 yesterday, didn't we?
Did, yeah.
Yeah, we like that. Car spotting. So, as ever, the spirit of Le Mans is...
Spotting by noise.
Yeah.
The spirit of Le Mans.
The spirit of Le Mans. Come for the spirit of Le Mans. And it's very egalitarian. Yeah, there's as much going on off circuit. The people are part of the show. It's not just about the motor races. We all contribute by coming in incredible cars, and
it's not as interesting when the people race.
the people aren't going to win.
No.
Someone wins in the motor race. What's this? Oh, Harley Davidson. Oh, bikes are always well represented here. They play a big role in the Grand Prix du Pilon in town, the drivers' parade in Le Mans, in between the drivers riding on the back of vintage vehicles, as you know, as they're introduced to the crowds. In between each sort of batch, each tranche, is a fleet of Harley Davidsons from all over France. It's the French Harley Davidson Owners Club, who are always really contribute. It's a spectacle when 50 Harleys go past. Everybody swoons. And I like cars. I love bikes too, but they make you swoon. It's good. Right, so we're hoofing our way up. Nothing particularly exciting to come by. Some motorbikes actually. Traffic's fairly light today if you're planning them on. Fairly easy to move around. A Civic. Things you never hear people say. Number 46. Oh look, a Civic. Yeah, that's the new DB11, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. You didn't hear it. It went by silently.
Gareth Jones on speed.
The international sound of international motor racing. We're in the pit lane, open pit lane on a Friday afternoon, and I'm just wandering up and down with the full gang at the moment. We keep losing each other, and giving Raf the first-hand guide to all the cars. The first car you see when you arrive in the pit lane is the LMP1, the big car. Did you get much of a sense of how sophisticated the Toyota was, Raf, when you saw it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as you were saying before, this the suspension on it is just—it's incredible. Just seeing how it's all put together and everything. The
so clean.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, it just screams mechanical beauty, doesn't it? When you look at it,
there you go.
I don't know what I'm looking at, but I know that what I'm looking at is wow.
Yeah. Excellence in engineering. I've said it. We're standing outside the BR Engineering car run by SMP Racing. They're running two cars, 17 and the number 11, and of course Jensen's driving one of these in iridescent red, almost like a dragon's blood red, metallic, white and blue. It sort of suggests the Union flag, but really it's Russian money. SMP Racing are a bank. It's the red, white and blue of the Russian nation in some ways. Beautiful. The cars look great. I want to get to the Rebellion. I want to have a good look at the Rebellion.
Yeah, let's have a look at those. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
We saw Andre Lotter walk past us a minute ago. That's the beauty of Le Mans. You do get access. We haven't paid extra for the pit walk, and it's not as big a bun fight as I was expecting. I've got a rendezvous agreed with Zog. We might be here. Let's see. We're looking for the Pink Pig. They're revving up one of these cars right now. This is the 911 RSR. Forgive me. They're putting them through a heat cycle by the sound of things. Testing systems. That's a raw sound. This one's in the DMP Mori colours. Porsche Motorsport GT team, Bamba, Pile and Tandy's car. And I found the Pink Pig. Amazing. I knew this would get... As you know, this is Porsche's 70th year, so many of the Porsches running in the professional category are painted in historic Porsche colours. There's a car in Rothmans colours without the word Rothmans on it. And there's a car in the famous Pink Pig colours of the, I think it was a 917 that ran in those colours. Zog will know. Zog will be here. I'm pretty sure it's his favourite car. He's mentioned it in the past as a part of Porsche history, and that's big to Zog. So he'll be here somewhere. I can just about see the car. The bonnet's off, and the doors are off, and I can can see, it's got a little fluffy pink pig sitting in the bonnet on the radiator. There's a chap in front of me with an inflatable pink pig, and it's been addressed with a felt marker to give it that stitching look, and the names of the drivers on it. It's lovely. Someone holding it on the stick here. You know, who says we take motorsport seriously? Look at this comedy.
It's brilliant. I didn't realise that it was all over the car.
Yeah, pink pig.
I'd only seen a smaller.
That's only its nickname. It's the colour of the sponsor from about 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And they brought it back as part of the celebrations of Porsche's 70th anniversary.
What I like about it is that they've gone for it, you know? They've said, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it properly.
Sense of humour, impeccable. Come on, more to see. We're going to see the Rebellions. Got to see the Rebellions before they close the pit lane. I don't know how much longer we've got, you see. I haven't put my watch on. It's one of those sort of days. The garages are beautifully decked out, by the way, with sort of a historic red brick facade suggesting the early days of motorsport. The garages look like a theme garage, and one of that guy with the pink pig has been invited into the garage to have his picture taken alongside the car now. That's friendly, isn't it? They're all smiling in the Porsche garage. Really smiley. Steve would like that. Oh, here's the car in the Rothmans colours. This is the number 91 Porsche Motorsport GT team in what alludes to the Rothmans colours. It can't say Rothmans on it, of course. And the drivers, Gianmaria Bruni. Is it Christian Leeds? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Jan, hi.
Jan, hi.
Just Jan.
Jan, are die svensk?
Yeah, no, Tysk.
Dansk?
Tysk.
Tysk. I'm Walische. Peter Gal. I'm a Welshman. Hamburg, Deutsche, ja. Nordendeutsch. Ein Nordmann.
Ja, Nordmann, yes.
Ich bin ein Nordwalischer Mann. Yeah. Ich bin, sorry, that's terrible German. I'm better with Breton than Germanic languages, but great to meet you. Who are you supporting? Porsche?
Yeah.
Which car?
Actually, we are on the marketing side, so we are doing all this other stuff, like VR experience and all this stuff.
It's great to see the sense of humour here with the pink pig.
Yeah,
it's such a popular car.
Great. How the guy liked it to be with the chief officer standing there at the mechanic.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was
totally.
Good sense of humour. Yeah. You know, the sense of access at Le Mans is very good. You'd never get that in Formula One, you know, but you can be invited into the garage here. It's wonderful.
So you're here not the first time, right?
No, my 13th visit.
13th,
Yeah, I've been coming a long time, and I make a podcast about cars called Gareth Jones on Speed.
Gareth Jones
on Speed.
I will listen to it.
You'll find it.
Tune in. Okay.
Go to my website, garethjones.tv.
I get it.
Or the iTunes store. You'll find it.
I find it.
Lovely to meet you, my
Nice to
friend.
meet you.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Have a nice day here.
Thank you. Enjoy the race. Wow. Cool.
How you doing? I was just going to say hi.
Oh, yeah,
I saw you and then...
what's your name?
My name's Eddie.
Eddie, how are you? Where are you from, Eddie?
From Birmingham.
Hooray! The heart of the motor industry in Britain. Man.
Big fan, so...
Oh, you listen to the show?
Yeah.
Man, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, long time.
Oh, thank you very much for your support. That means a great deal. I'm recording you on it right now, Eddie. What's your last name?
Hyde, Eddie.
Right, well, make sure we credit you correctly with a Y and an E.
Yeah.
Got it right. Hiya, I'm Gareth.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
John.
Hi, John. You his mate from Brum?
I am his mate, yeah. We both went to Birmingham University together.
And you've been to Le Mans before?
This is my first time.
Oh, man, I'm envious of you.
I'm rocking. It's very exciting.
We're all on a 40th.
Oh,
second.
excellent way to celebrate. I'm envious of anyone who comes for the first time. It's such an experience to take on board, isn't it? You know,
it's an interesting. Yeah, I've been to a lot of motor races before, but not here. So
this is like all of them put together.
Yeah, it was like a bucket list.
Good choice.
Yeah. John's exit. Well, it's still F1.
The two things aren't mutually exclusive.
That's exactly what.
But welcome to the cult of endurance racing. You will find that the Christianity of Formula One will let you down and come to the non-denominational church of endurance racing. Bless you, my son. And by the way, you know, you're like the Holy Land, the circuit. You know, if you want to caress the track at any point or have a quiet moment of reflection, addressing these tremendous stands where epic things have happened, unbelievable stuff, the legends of endurance racing since 1924, some of the greatest history of motor racing has happened literally where we're standing. I may be overselling it.
And Toyota 2 years ago.
Oh, were you here for that?
No, I missed it.
I was sat over there and I saw the car stop just before the line, and I heard 250,000 people gasp at the same time.
That's pretty shocking.
It can do that.
You're not doing 24 hours of commentary, are you?
We will cover the 24 hours of the race with updates. We kind of cover the start of the race, we cover the night running a bit, then we go to bed, then I cover the last 2 hours of the race, an update throughout. But it starts, you've got to be in the stand at least 2 hours before the start of the race to get the sense of the build-up. They're incredible. When the cars start at 3 o'clock and they come down this line, if all the hairs on your arms are not standing up and you're feeling a bit tearful, you're not paying attention.
No, I can't wait. It's been too long. So.
Yeah. Last year was too long ago for me. I need 2 of these a year.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, boys.
Nice to meet you.
Gotta go. Enjoy the race. Thank you for listening. That means a huge amount to me. Thank you very much. Spread the word. Well, listeners.
Of course.
I forget that happens here.
Everywhere you go.
Well,
it's wonderful.
It's very rewarding. It's nice to know.
It shows you that people really appreciate the show and appreciate they love what you do.
I've just seen the Ford. We're outside the Ford garage. 4 cars. The number 66, the number 69, the number 68, and the number 67. Oh my trousers. It's a big Ford year for me, this, for lots of reasons. As you know, I made that film about the Cortina. I've had a love affair and association, a personal connection with Ford for my entire life, since I was around 6, that's 50 years. And these cars, the very essence of Ford, they're Ford GTs. They're not racing in the top category because they're accessible cars, but at the top end of the accessible cars, GT Pro, a crack team of drivers, a lot of association between American manufacturing and design and Canadian, and British teams running the cars at Le Mans. That's something historically which has happened with Ford in the very early days of Ford GT racing. So it's a traditional partnership of English-speaking motorsport nutters who take on this challenge with incredible cars. And you can tell the Brits from the Americans in the garage. Can't you tell straight away? The Americans, the older guys, the white shirts, absolutely immaculate. The Brits getting dirty.
I'm really curious to know what those 2 guys there are talking about. Guy in the sunglasses and the black cap. He's Mr. Business, I'm here on business, this is business.
He's Ford management.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the other guy's like...
He's probably someone who's raced cars like this for 30 years and is discussing the finer points of something at the front end of the car. Yeah. They're trying to understand things at a very high level, I think, aren't they? 4 amazing cars.
Mechanics, look at the size of these mechanics.
Yeah. Strong lads.
Yeah.
They work hard, they move tyres, they move quickly, they push cars, they lift things.
Seriously, yeah.
Some of them are truckies as well, that builds your muscle.
Yeah.
Loading, unloading. The crew. I identify with crew, I used to be a roadie, it's the same thing.
These garages are bigger than the ones further down.
We've got 4 garages here because they're running 4 cars, so they're 2 pairs of garages. Separated though, they're operating semi-independently, 2 pairs of 2.
Yes.
Yeah, the 68 and the 69 seem to be sharing a crew or resources, and the 66 and 67 are sharing. Amazing. We love them. Love those Fords. But are they going to be quick enough against the Porsches? I don't know if they are this year. But they need our love, they need our support, because it's not so easy for them this year. Right.
Just seeing that front little bit there. What would you call that?
That's the grille, the vent.
Just that whole piece. That whole piece.
The nose.
Straight away.
The nose.
That's a full GT, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a GT.
It's so clearly what it is, Just even that tiny bit of the car, and straight away I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah. It's got a face.
It's got a face.
Come on, let's go and see more cars. We're about halfway down the pit lane. The scale of it is vast. Halfway and we get to the Fords. More LMP2 cars, Orica Gibsons. This one is whose team is this? This is Jackie Chan Racing, who these guys almost won the race last year. At one point the LMP1 team field had been decimated by bad luck and accidents, and the Jackie Chan car, which had been running quick at LMP2, led the race for a while.
Wow.
But they got one of the Toyotas running again, and
They're a nice looking car.
oh yeah, with the Chinese sort of camo design on it, fascinating, easy to recognise. And they're running the Gibson motor. Well, they were. They're V8s. Oh, maybe that was a Corvette running actually. That sounded a bit dirty to me. That sounded more like the Corvette engine from the next garage. Corvette, Stevie.
I heard they started it up. Perhaps the biggest crowd apart from the pink pig.
Correct.
Biggest crowd.
People love the Corvettes, don't they? The sound draws you in, doesn't it? In Corvette yellow, they're what do they call them? CR7s? Is that what they are? These cars? Forgive me for not being an expert. The focus has been on Ford. Corvette, you will have your year. We will focus on you one year.
I can just see like tiny little slivers of the car, and I know exactly what it is.
It's like a striptease, isn't it? Oh, just a little bit.
Every little bit of it screams Corvette.
Yeah.
Almost as much as the engine.
Yeah. It speaks brown. Oh, hello.
Speaking of the devil.
Right, literally the devil calls. Let's record the audio. Couple of blips of the dirty brown sound. Nice.
Just showing a little bit of ankle.
Yes. I think I saw a bit more there. Right. More Porsches. The Gulf Porsches. There's always a Porsche running in Gulf colours. Gulf Racing got enough money still to support their long history of association with motorsport. A Porsche in Gulf colours, that's pretty Le Mans. And the new Aston Martins parked next to it. The number 97, 98, 95 and 90 car. What have you seen? Oh, the G-Drive coming through. Where are they going with that? Let's keep moving. Got to find the Rebellions. Astons in that new sort of highlighter limey yellow that they're using. They haven't been as quick as they have been traditionally. It's a new car that they're still developing. So there's the GTE Pro car, GTM car in the ivy colour there. They know how to do this, Aston Martin. Get a lot of support from ProDrive. ProDrive know how to run GTs at Le Mans very well. They used to run Ferraris, remember, with Colin McRae driving one year. It's an Aston Martin now. Which one is this? This is the new one, the Pro car. Just running a heat cycle through the engine. I'm going to move on. Lost Raph. Luckily Raph's tall, we can find him. Oh, I found the Rebellions. Where is Raph? Raph is, I think, taking pictures of Aston Martins now. I'm going to look at the Rebellions. Here we are. The number 1, the number 3 car. Sharing a garage, undivided. Now, we've had good relations with Rebellion in the past. I used to know people who worked for Rebellion, who worked in teams in A1 Grand Prix, so I know you quite well. But this year, because I think it's an Orica chassis, they've got assistance from French race team. So I don't think I know anyone in the garages. Oh, hang on, maybe one. Getting a wave. How are you? All right. There are some Brits on the team then, definitely. They've got TVR on their nose, which is not actually on display at the moment. They've got the front side pods and the rear engine cover laid out in front of me. Black and real dragon's blood again. Iridescent red. The iridescent colours help keep the heat off and bounce stuff back, so it's not just a look, it's practical too. The cars, the cabin of the cars have to have Mylar reflective surfaces on the outside to keep the temperature down within the cabin. But you know all this, you don't need me to tell you that. Love the Rebellion team, I really want them to win, or at least make it very difficult for Toyota to win. We need a race, they need to push against each other. And we'll get one, certain we'll get one. Right, going to move up the grid, the BMWs. Now, again, there'll be a year where we'll focus on BMW here. It's not this year, but the new M8 GTE is a handsome car, very purposeful, very reliable, and could be quicker than some of the other GTEs. Is already quicker than the new Aston Martin, so they're in with a good shout. There's a first of the Ferrari 488, is that what they're called? I always forget. I'm conscious that I've still got a good third of the pit lane to explore and that time might run out, so I'm just going to keep rolling, listing the cars, trying to tell you what I can about it. I haven't got my crib notes with me, and I haven't got my list to tell you which teams I'm supporting, but that will come out. That will come out. You'll hear that over the race. Now, the Bicollis car. Okay, Bicollis are racing in LMP1, as you know. It's Colin Collis, who used to run what is now the Force India team, but was, what they called Midland in Formula One before they were called Spiker. And he had involvement with Spiker as well. And then he went and he ran that Iberian team that raced, what were they called? HRT, Hispanica. He kept them going for a while. So he's very good at keeping teams going with limited, with limited investment. And they're still here. They've got the Nismo engine, which let them down really badly. I think it overheated due to a piece of debris in one of the radiators. And right early in the race last year, they had a terrible race. So I wish them better luck this time. They're still here. Ferraris. I do love Ferraris at Le Mans. Maybe I love Ferraris at Le Mans more than I love them in Formula One. I wonder. James Colardo's driving the number 51, 488 for AF Cost. And Sam Bird's in the number 71 car with wonderful David Rigon. He's top. I liked him a long time. And Miguel Molina, who, forgive me, I don't know that name. Tony Volander's in the number 52 car. He used to partner with Fizzy, but Fizzy's no longer in the pro class this year. So my allegiance to that car has slipped away because I love Fizzy. But I do like Tony Villander. I think he's a very talented American with Finnish heritage, I think that's right. Sam Bird I'll be watching in the 71 Ferrari. He's quick. I've raced karts against him and he's a lovely lad. GTM cars. Okay, is this Fizzy's car? Yes, it is. Giancarlo Fisichella is in the number 54. Is it Spirit of Race? It is Spirit of Race. It says so there. With Thomas Floor, is that right? And Francesco Castellacci, is that correct? Galacci. Forgive me if I got that wrong. But I'll be watching that because Fizzy, who doesn't love Fizzy? Do you love Giancarlo Fisichella? Do you love Giancarlo?
Do you speak French?
Non, mon frère français terrible, pardon. Parlez-vous breton?
Un petit peu.
Tichara Breis? Cymraeg, Pedigal. So, yeah, we could probably get there eventually, but it would take a while.
J'aime beaucoup votre métier.
Merci, monsieur. Diolch, as we say in Wales.
Yes, Ferrari.
Yeah.
61.
Yeah. It's a good car to follow. Yeah. Il Passione, what do you call it? Yeah, Passione.
Your victory.
Yeah, correct. Enjoy the race. À bientôt. Au revoir. Will. marvellous. A Breton, a smashing and braise, but not enough for me to get my brain around it for the moment. Bit of a change of gear when you're making a programme. Believe me, I can do a lot better than that. Okay, more Ferraris in the amateur class, all worth watching because they make such a lovely sound. Let me read the drivers for you. Who have we got? Can't see. Afraid I don't know all the drivers off the top of my head. I hate to make mistakes. I'm sure I've made mistakes already. Okay, the other BR Engineering car, the Gibson engined BR1, is that what it's called, the car? In very American looking colours. Red, white and blue, white stars, mainly white. Gosh, they look great. All broken apart like a lobster that's just been dissected to be eaten. Did I tell you that story once? A mate of mine ordered a lobster in Japan. He was a roadie. I think he was out there with Susie and the Banshees or The Cure. So that dates it. It was in the 80s. We went to a restaurant that promised, the freshest sushi. And they ordered the lobster sushi. And a lobster was delivered to them on a bed of ice. Laid out in front of them, looking beautiful, decorated with sprigs of herb and things around it, ginger, on a bed of ice, laid down, and Mark Napier was his name, Yodel, reached forward with his sticks to take a bit of lobster out because it had sort of been separated like these cars, the front separated from the thorax and the abdomen slightly, and the front legs walked away. It twitched and moved forward. Literally just being killed. How fresh is that? So that's what these cars look like at the moment, a lobster that's been pulled apart. The Dallara Gibson LMP2. Oh, this is the Dutch car. This is Jan Lammer's car. Guido van der Garde is also driving. Who's the third driver? Can't remember off the top of my head. Can't read it anywhere. But sponsored by Jumbo if you're Dutch, or Jumbo if you're not Dutch. I do know some Dutch mechanics. Olaf Roberts looking after that car. He always worked with Jan Lammers in the past in Team Netherlands in A1GP. That was some time ago now. People tend to move on, become management. And then finally, God, I made it to the end, the last car. The number 25, Ligier Gibson, in nice sky blue. A bit darker than sky blue, pale blue. And I'm not sure again who's driving this car, the Ligiers. I haven't had a chance to study the LMP2, but I will pick a couple of LMP2 cars. You know what my GTR cars and you know what my LMP1 car is. I'm with Rebellion in LMP1. I'm not with the Alonso car. I'm with the number 7 Toyota. That's my preferred Toyota. I wish Alonso well, but I want the others to win it. In GT Pro, yes, it's definitely the Ford GT. Which one I'll tell you in a minute. Maybe all of them. As the Aston Martin Vantage is the pro car, is pushed past me, either for a photograph or scrutineering or something at the moment. Look what's going on. And yep, that's the end of the pit lane. Okay, and in the GT Amateur category, is Sam Bird in the amateur category, in the Ferrari, and one of the other amateur cars I'm going to I'll get back to you on that. I will definitely get back to you on that. I think Matthias Lauder's in an AM car. I'll be backing him because of my old connections with the A1 drivers. Another Aston goes by. Do you want a hand? Are you doing alright? Don't think we're allowed to touch the cars. Shame. We'd all love to. Ah, there's Stevie.
That's it for now, but our coverage of the 24 Hours of Le Mans 2018 continues in episode 341 of Gareth Jones on Speed, available to download early next week.
To send us an email, see pictures, get song lyrics, join our Facebook fan site, follow us on Twitter, or to find out about sponsorship opportunities, go to garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed is made in London by Whiz Bang.
Gareth Jones on Speed!